ESPN in Jacksonville, Florida. From the International Karting Federation Sprint Grand Nationals, the Entertainment Sports Programming Network presents the IKF National Championship 100cc McCullough Heavy Amateur.
Under sunny Jacksonville, Florida skies, we're bringing you the second day of the International Kart Federation 13-class Sprint Kart Championship events. Chuck Hammond along with Gus Trader just 15 feet from trackside. Gus, what's the lineup on the 100cc McCullough Heavy class?
Okay, this is for the National Championship, and on the pole with fast qualifying is number 88, John Irvine. In two positions is number 2, John Tips. Running third is number 7, Steve Fox. In fourth is number 96, Jim Boswell. Starting fifth is number 3, Tom Mizuraki. In sixth is number 10, Shannon Rogers. Starting seventh, number 11, Rick Rolling. Eighth is number 39, Robin Thompson. Starting fourth is Herb Newman Sr. 10th is 65, Barton Cooper, and we have a start. And we'll have to wait till we come through the corner here to see who's got the lead, and it is number 2. Number 2 is John Tipp. Number 2, John Tipp.
Right, they looked real good as they went in there. Sometimes you know they tangle up there, Gus.
Right.
These boys handled it beautifully.
We had a little problem on the start of this race. We couldn't get a start going, and the pole man, number 7, Steve Fox, he has to have the dues coming to him. He was a fastest qualifier. He was the 38.83 of a second, the fast qualifying time, but he was slow in bringing the pace down, and they penalized him back 2 spots for not bringing the pack up. So now he's sitting back and forth. But he is the man to watch. He was the fast in qualifying. But leading at the moment is number 88. This is John Irvine with the number 96 entry of Jim Boswell from Miramar, Florida, running second. Both these guys in first and second are Florida boys, with Steve Fox, number 7, and John Tibbs back in the third and fourth spot.
They're pretty well tied together, Gus, the whole pack. There isn't the separation that you sometimes see. And I think you mentioned they were very close in qualifying throughout there, and it's evident the way they come out of that long back Monza down at back chute, which is the view we're looking at now. See them dart in and out, trying to find a new position, trying to use the draft and to pick up a spot. We've got almost, let's see, we've got 6 karts up there, what we term a 6-pack, that anyone could be in the lead momentarily.
All right, there's your leader, number 88. This is Irvine from St. Petersburg. 96, Boswell. Tips is now in third with Steve Fox, number 7, running fourth. And this is the race for first right here. We've got actually 6 karts vying for this championship in this first heat right now. They're very close, but 88 is still leading. As long as he's leading it, he's the man.
Yeah, these karts have to weigh 315 pounds, and look at them come 3 abreast down that back chute, probably heading about 70, 71, 72 miles an hour, just as they go in that Monza, as you saw. That's very, very fast, considering the proximity of each other to the other man.
And John Tipp moved from third, Chuck, back up into the first spot ahead of Irvine. And there'll be some more changes, I'm sure, with these 6 guys running so close to one another. Irvine dropping back a little bit now as Tips is moving out in front. I am surprised to learn that Steve Fox has not moved up closer to the pack with the amount of time that he got on his qualifying. He was the fastest qualifier by quite a bit. But he's still setting in fourth and hasn't made any kind of a move.
Boy, you know, it amazes me. They go into that corner right peaking at 70 thereabouts, and they brake just properly so they don't slide up at the top of the mountain. Managed to hold their position without a problem.
Well, they still have the same leader, John Tips, number 2. Fox has dropped back now into 5th. He must be having a problem because he's just not doing it out there. But Tips is leading, and Irvine is running second. He's the 88. And we're having some changes there from the 4th spot on up into second. There's a man making a big pass coming down. And Ben came from farther back. He wasn't 4th when he went by the last lap. And we'll have his number here in a minute, give you his name. He's done a great job moving up. He's number 21. Number 21, Todd Barron. He didn't even qualify. He wasn't even in the top 12. And he's moved all the way from 13th spot up into the 2nd spot and running good.
Well, we saw him in an earlier race. He's a fine young chauffeur, put on a great battle here. In fact, I think he won that event. It was a different class. But he's a super chauffeur. Let's see him make a move right here now, which he's doing. He looks over his adversary and says, "How you doing?" as he goes by.
Got it.
Todd Barron.
Oh, some kind of driving. We also had a change in the third place situation there.
Todd Barron tips, and then Irvine, and number 96 is Boswell running in the fourth spot. Steve Fox is still in fifth. You see a lot of this driver when he comes out of the corner, when he's got wanting low end, he'll jump up and down the cart. That makes the cart, the weight come off the cart seat for a moment. It gives it more power, and consequently, they think they are gaining more that way.
Yeah, they hope to get those rear wheels off the ground so they'll start spinning like crazy, and when they come down, they hope that they accelerate accordingly. Look at this move here. We just had a change in first place. The 21 machine moving back up there in beautiful shape. That's Todd Barron.
Todd Barron.
He's a boy to watch. He is some kind of a chauffeur. Very cool driver. Has a nice posture the way he sits in there. And the number 2 machine was running second. Tips out of Santee, California.
All right, we're battling for the third and fourth. That's Irvine and Boswell. Those two drivers are battling for the third and fourth spot.
These are stock engines, 100cc, no modification whatsoever. They have to weigh 315 pounds. So that's a lot of weight for a 100cc engine to work on.
That's a Karting driver, 315 pounds.
Right.
That's a minimum weight. You can weigh 400 if you want, but your weight is such a factor in racing that they all try to stay as close to that minimum as possible. And Barron and Tips are battling it out for first. The third and fourth are battling for that spot there. And it's number 88 and number 96 battling for the third spot. But your leader at the moment is Barron, who has a kart lead over John Tips from Santee, California, running the McCullough engines.
5/8 of a mile track, the fans might want to know. And when you look at the proximity to each other around the entire 5/8 of a mile track, it's just really unreal that they can drive so close to each other.
All right, we're coming down the straightaway, and there's a pass on the high side. We don't know who's coming out of the corner, but it was Barron with the lead, and they're getting the white flag, and now we're on the white flag lap. 1 lap to go. There'll be some battling through those S's, Chuck, and they'll be coming out on that chute, raring to go.
Well, that's right, because on the last lap, you kind of let it hang out. You'd like to get the pole position for the next time around, and that's the way you could get it. Now, it'll be clean, but they'll let it all hang out, that's for sure, in each and every position.
Here comes Tips. He dropped back there. Something happened. I think he was going to go on the outside, and Barron faked him out there, and it looks like Barron's going to control this corner. He's coming through off the mounds into the straightaway, and here he comes, and it's going to be number 21, Todd Barron, the winner from Florida. Second one to John Tips of Santee, California, with number 88, John Irvine, the third place finisher in this 100cc McCullough class. All right, here's your results of this first heat in the 100cc McCullough heavy class. We've had a real race here. This boy Todd Barron, who won this, came from 18th position to get the first place here in this heat. Now, second went to Tips, third went to Irvine, fourth went to Boswell, and fifth went to Rick Rolling. Now, the reason Barron started back so far, he had a fast kart, but he never raced at any of the races during the year, so he had to start in last position.
From Jacksonville, Florida, the second heat of the 100cc McCullough heavy event, and we've got a barn burner going out here. Gus Trader, who have we got sitting in the front row there?
Well, the boy in the front row in this class of 15 karts is Todd Barron, who started in the rear of the pack in the first heat and went through to win it, so naturally starts in the pole in the second heat. Starting in 2 positions, number 2, John Tips, who gave him a battle, but he fell back at the end. In the third is number 88, John Irvine. Starting fourth is number 96, Jim Boswell, and in the fifth spot, number 11, Rick Rolling. As these karts roll around through the S's up here on the south end of the track, coming into the main straightaway, waiting for that green flag from this flagman, Bob Allman. And he's standing there just waiting to see that they hold their positions, and it's suitable to him. He'll give them that green.
100cc modified engines, wide open, whatever you want to do, 315 pounds, 16 years of age or older, and as you point out, they're coming down in very good shape, and we'll see what Mr. Allman has to say. He likes a little bit better. He's got a green. We got a green. Let's see what happens here in that first spot. They look very good. Everybody seems to be getting around in very good shape.
Well, Barron took the lead and followed Irvine, moved up from the third spot into second. Number 2, John Tips, fell back in the third. So there's your first 3 karts here as they go through these curves up here on the end of the track. Barron just had so much more in that race, and he has moved out to a nice lead already. But your battle is for second spot, as we see Irvia, number 88, who got a third last time, followed closely by this boy, John Tips, number 2. Now there's somebody coming up from the outside, passing both of them. And as we come into the Monza, Irvin still got that second spot. But number 11 is Rick Rolling, who started 5th. Now moves himself up into a good position. He won by Jim Boswell. And Steve Fox, number 7, is in the 5th spot. So there they go, Chuck.
That's a 5/8 of a mile run here, and that's a pretty long track. 5 rights, 5 lefts, and then that long back straight, about 1,000 feet. And they're able to utilize drafting there, as we've seen here today, Gus. They can actually get in behind a machine, use the draft, and slingshot on around. You see a man trying it here. He started a little bit early. He didn't have the draft working for him. Oh, these kids, look at that boy go in here. Away that spot. Got a little squirrely, but hung on. He's moved right up into that second spot. That's Rick Rolling, I believe. He's being challenged. Got a little bit of a bump. Somebody went over that Monza. He's going to shortcut it onto the next one if he's still running.
Well, he was bumped by Irvian as they went through that switchback by the pits, and I'm sure that that Rolling is being sent back a long ways in this race because of that. But that will tell as he comes down the straight as Barron has got that big lead. And here they go. Levin has still got that second spot.
That's Rick Rolling.
Rick Rolling held on to take it. 96 just passed him, Boswell. So we have a new second place card in this boy Boswell, Jim Boswell from Miramar, Florida. I think he did. He got a bump back there in the pack, but
I noticed him holding up 2 fingers as he came by the pits to tell his gang, hey, I'm in second. I'm not so sure it was legal. He may be the one that went over La Monza and took the shortcut.
I don't know what will happen there. He might have to be moved back several positions because of that. You cannot better your position in a race by cutting cross. If you're knocked off, come in behind the pack, fine. But if you better your position, you have to go back into that position that you normally were. But Barron is still leading, followed by number 11, Rick Rolling, and Irvian, and now Steve Fox has moved into the 4th spot.
These are exciting, Gus. I watch these kids out there. They make it look so absolutely simple, and it is not that simple. Look at these boys tangling. There's a bit of bumping back there between this man on the right-hand side of your screen and the man immediately behind him. It looked like these boys are not too happy.
Sometimes, Chuck, when they're running these races, there's parts of this track that are not being able to be seen by the flagman. And they will might get in a bump or two to gain a position. And there's nothing, if it's not seen by the flagman or somebody official, it might go unnoticed. But they don't know we're watching it.
Todd Barron, the 21 machine, still out in front. Todd just really driving a fine race. He looks awfully good out there to me. He's from what? Hollywood, Florida, local area boy. And here in Jacksonville, Florida, it appears that the Florida contingency has done an excellent job of showing the other part of the country the way around this track. And it is an unusual design. It's not like most of the half-mile kart tracks around the country.
All right, we've got Irvian, Fox, and I believe this boy Boswell in the 96. Yes, he's in the 5th spot. Irvian Fox from Dewey, Illinois. He had the fastest qualifying time, and he's trying to move up into contention here. And he's not running like he qualified. He really did a fine job of qualifying, quite a bit faster than everybody else, but he's never had it together so far today as far as getting away from the pack.
Look at this 3-pack, and there's a slingshot.
That is Fox, the boy we were talking about, Chuck. He just moved himself up into a better position, I believe. I think he couldn't get by Irvin. Still running for it as Barron comes around with the lead, and here comes your second, third, fourth, 5th place car.
Trying it all the way through there. He's trying all the moves. Sometimes it can get you in a little trouble because it doesn't take a heck of a lot of a bump here. Do you see exactly what I mean? I was just going to say you can go up on somebody's wheel and lose a lot of positions. He did exactly that. He was cutting over to the left, climbed the wheel, and went airborne for a bit there and lost considerable distance.
Sure did. I'd say he lost about 35 feet there all at once.
That's tough to come by, Gus.
That's right. And here we go. We've still got a leader. Barron's still the leader with this boy rolling second, number 11. And number 88, John Irving in third here. And Boswell fourth. And I don't know if Fox held on to hold on to that fifth spot or not, but he got kicked back away when he bumped that other cart there on that Monza wall back there. The white flag's coming out for the leader, Todd Barron, who is coming down the straight. There comes Todd Barron, the leader, and he will be getting the white flag. And then here comes this boy Boswell, who's running, not Boswell. Second position is Rick Rolling, number 11. There's a white flag on Barron. Here comes Rolling in second spot. Third is Irvian, and fourth is number 96, Boswell, with Steve Fox holding down the fifth spot here in the second heat of this McCullough heavy class.
Now we're on a number 7 machine that took the little jump in the air back there a ways ago. Steve Fox out of Dewey, Illinois. Now we're back on 21. Todd Barron, your lead machine. The view down that long back straight.
Okay, we're coming into the final half a lap of this McCullough heavy class with Todd Barron leading all the way from Hollywood, Florida, the number 21 driver. Right there he is, getting a second heat win. Second one to number 11. This is Rick Rolling. And third went to John Irvian, the boy from St. Petersburg, number 88. So that's the finish of your 100cc McCullough heavy class of your second heat. After two heats here in the motocross scoring, which all races are conducted by or scored by here at the Nationals, Barron leads with 800 points. Like you get 400 for first, 300 for second, and so on down the line to 20th position where you only get 1 point. So Barron now leads with 800 points, Irving second with 450.
This is the third and final heat, Gus, of the 100cc McCullough Heavy. Todd Barron looks like he's in pretty good shape. What's the rest of the lineup out there?
Well, on the pole, winning two heats is number 21, Todd Barron. And he's starting in the pole in the third one. And the boy that came from fifth to second in the last heat, starting second, number 11, Rick Rolling. And in the third position, number 88, John Irvian. And starting fourth, number 96, Jim Boswell. And the boy that had fast qualifying time, but he's had a lot of trouble, but he finished fifth last time, starting fifth this time, number 7, Steve Fox. These are your first 5 finishers in the last heat. We're going into the final heat. Todd Barron has got a good handle on the championship. If he can come off with a third place or more, better, he's got this wrapped up. But there's a lot of racing for that second, third, and fourth place spots in this class, Chuck.
Yeah, they look real good, Gus, coming down. Let's see what Bob Allman says, our starter. He gives them a green. All right, let's get them through that first Monza. And they look in good shape as they come around. They string out very nicely. And moving out into the lead, once again, the 21 machine. The 11 unit trying to get by him there is Rick Rolling in the second spot. The 21, Todd Barron the second. Todd Barron has to and is now leading the third and final heat. If he can pull this one off, he's really in. He's got himself a national championship.
Well, he has definitely showed him the way around here. He has led both heats by a big won both heats by a big margin. And anything can happen. I've seen him. One of the boys in one of the last races blew an engine just at the last corner here. But he's opening up a lead, but Rolling is not far behind him. Rick Rolling from Orlando, Florida, is hanging tight on this heat here. Rick wants to get himself at least a second here. And John Irvian out of St. Petersburg has had 2 third-place finishes, and he is challenging for that second spot with Rolling. And there comes Steve Fox moving up, number 7. He's trying to get into the act. In fact, he did get into the third spot.
Yes, he did, and he's standing right in a good position to get around the number 11 entry there. So it could well be that Rolling will suddenly find himself in third spot here as we make a pass on the outside. I think he's got it. He did. Fox pulled it off, got around Rolling, moved up into second place. Now he's taking out after the entry of Todd Barron. These are 100cc units, and it's amazing how much horsepower they produce out of them and how much they really get these things to perform. And it's also amazing they'll run for 10 laps at the high RPMs that they turn them. But invariably, they put them together and they go out there and they do a job, and these guys really make them roll.
Well, Steve Fox has done a nice job of getting up in that second spot, and you remember he had the fastest qualifying time, so he's got the horsepower, and let's see if he can keep moving up on the leaders here. But he just got rolling. Number 11 just passed Fox back there.
Got it
and
back.
So when you think that Fox is going to unravel, someone passes him. He's still hanging in third, and I wouldn't sell him short. He's liable to go back rolling on the straightaway.
I don't know if we told the folks or not that they don't have transmissions in this class. These boys don't go through gears. They use a slipping clutch, a shoe-type clutch, to transmit the power to the wheel. And for that reason, they can't drop down into lower second, really get through these corners. However, they set it up for the ultimate performance that they can possibly get, and then they utilize that accordingly. Now, we've got a big lead with the front runner, and here's that battle once again. And Rolling just moved over slightly, and Fox went off the top of the Monza trying to get away from him. A little bit of a squeeze play there.
Well, he got back in the race, but he lost some valuable ground.
Well, they're going to be a little surprised when they see it on the screen, because it was pretty evident what happened there. Trying to make a pass on the outside, and the inside man sort of pushed him over a little bit.
Well, he just floats up there with him, carrying him off the track, and this, you're supposed to back off, I guess, and let him go. But here's your leader now. It's Todd Barron. Roland is running second. Rick Rolling out of Orlando is holding that second spot pretty tight right now. And he's running that Mach 125 or Mach 100. So we got Barron, Roland, and John Irvian is back in his favorite spot, third. And he's been holding third all day long.
Todd Barron really got a lock on this. Local boy, runs this track frequently, but beyond that, he's prepared. He's ready. Look at him look back. Now, that's unusual for a leader to turn his head around that far to look back. He really doesn't have anything to worry about. Look at this formation these boys are making coming down that track. Look like the Air Force Thunderjets there momentarily. Into that Monza.
Okay, we've got a new contender here. Number 10, Shannon Rogers, came from nowhere to go into the third position. Shannon Rogers, he from Kennewick, Washington. He's right behind Levin and challenging him for the second spot, Chuck.
He came a long ways. 21 unit once again of Todd Barron. 2 wins previous. Sitting out in front once again, the 11 machine of Rick Rolling, not too far back, the 10 machine of Shannon, and 7, Steve Fox moving out, hoping to get back up in that contending area. Now, they pay off 5 places with a big goal here. They all want the front stuff, though.
Chuck Fox has moved back into third now, and he's going to try and hold it together in there and keep that spotter better, because he definitely has got the horsepower to do it. But Todd Barron is too far out in front now for anyone to pass him unless he has a problem. He just moving along, smooth and easy, holding that lead, make sure he doesn't make any mistakes. And he wants his national championship, and he's not going to do anything crazy.
There's your second and third battle there. A tremendous fight coming down that long back chute.
Steve Fox finally got up in that second spot where he wanted to be, and now he's going to try and catch Barron. But Barron has got a tremendous lead. I don't think he can do it. But Steve Fox has the horses, and he's worked himself back up in the 2 spots. Steve is from Dewey, Illinois. That's over by the Champaign-Urbana, where the University of Illinois is located. And they frequently run at our track there in Illinois, and they always do well. They are a very well-prepared crew. His dad, Larry, or his son, or his brother Larry, and his dad, they go all over and race these karts. And great. Levin just switched back and passed Fox down that straightaway again, and here comes a yellow flag on the leader, Todd Barron. He's got one more lap, and he's going to be the national championship in this 100cc McCullough class. And now races for second place between Rolling and Steve Fox out of Dewey, Illinois. And let's see what happens here. The leader is going around the top of the Monza, coming down a long straightaway on his last lap. He's got himself a national championship sewed up here. All he has to do is finish. And right behind us is that play for second between Fox and Rolling. Fox is on the high side again. That's a dangerous spot. And he's going to follow through the corner. I think he's satisfied to take a third spot here between Hind Rolling. And Rolling is going to take the second place finish. And here comes Fox for third. And that is your finish. The winner at the Strand Nationals is Todd Barron. Second went to Rick Rolling, and third went to Steve Fox. And here are the results of the national final.
Well, there you have it. Another International Karting Federation Grand National Championship. Gus?
And watch for more IKF karting events on ESPN.
Chuck Hammond for Gus Trader. Happy karting.
Cameras given a lift by Clark Lift. Promotional consideration given to North Florida Clark Lift Incorporated.